Hey, how's it going? I got some I got some revelation for you from God, and it is so simple. It's funny. It's I'm going to say it like this. Out of my fear, I ran from God. Out of God's correction, I was healed. Bro, what are you talking about? Look, there's a story right in the beginning of the Bible with Adam and Eve and a snake. It's Genesis chapter 3. They were so ashamed that they hid themselves. They were embarrassed. They hid themselves away from God, right? In my life, the way I used to live life, I was ashamed of what I was doing. I was ashamed of uh, unprotected sex, and I don't know. I just got a lot of tattoos, so it was always like, and we weren't the cleanest about it. Like when we first started, it was like reusing needles. We would put them like in soda bottles and like put our names on them and stuff, but still it was like getting like two or three uses out of one needle. It wasn't like, and it produced a fear. It produced a fear. It wasn't necessarily the tattoos. It was like there was fear there, being a feeling of being dirty. And I carried that around for years. And I know I'm not the only one. Like, it was a mindset. If I don't know about it, if I don't see it, I don't want to know about it. I don't care to know. And it's like, that's the shame part. Well, yesterday I went to go give, I went for a walk the other day, and on the way back, I found this like credit card. And I looked at it and it said parachute on it. And it says loyalty and member on it, but there was no name. There was no name on the card. So I looked it up, and it was like donating plasma. So they take blood from you, and then they they take the proteins and stuff out of the blood, and it's a donation, and they pay you for it. So that was someone's donation card, donating. I think their title of their business is donating with a purpose, and they took they took the proteins out of my blood, or however it works, and it was all just like I'm sitting there, and the girls that are taking my blood are telling me they like my tattoos and everything, and I'm so closed off. It's just like, okay, thank you for giving me a compliment. Like I don't even know how to take a compliment, right? But it's just like, okay, thank you, you know. And she's like, oh, I don't know if you heard me, but I really like your tattoo. And in my head, it's like I'm a like I don't like my tattoos. I don't. I have a couple inappropriate tattoos. I know I am who I am, but like it is what it is. That was my attitude, and I was like, okay, thank you, and everything. And my point is that my shame, my fear of how I was living life, unprotected sex, and being out there in this world, and being not being the cleanest with my tattoos and stuff. There was a sense of fear there, and I was in the flesh. I was in the flesh, and I was afraid of God's correction. I knew of God, but I wasn't living abiding to His word. So I ran from God, and it wasn't until like this little revelation and them giving me a blood test before I can donate the plasma that God took my fear away. Out of His correction, Proverbs 12:1, out of His correction, I was healed. So go back to the garden. If Adam and Eve, instead of disobeying and being ashamed and everything, Soon as they had the run-in with the snake, what if instead of running and being ashamed of God, they ran to God and said, "Hey, Daddy, this is what this horrible snake said to us. What do you think?" Imagine, imagine. And he had me open up the Bible to the Gospel of John, and it's Jesus washing the feet. And he's having a conversation with Peter. And in verse 8 it says, "No," said Peter, "you shall never wash my feet." And Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you have no part with me." "Then, Lord," Simon Peter replied, "not just my feet, but my hands and my head as well. Wash me, wash me." Jesus answered, "A person who has had a bath needs only to wash his feet. His whole body is clean, and you are clean, though not every one of you." So that's the message. Don't run from God, run to him. Don't be ashamed of what has happened in your life, what you've held on to, like me. Don't let it be 38 years later, or not 30, like this all started around when I was 17, 20 something years later, 21 years later. Don't wait that long. Take it to him. Say, "Father, like this is what happened." And then go read Proverbs chapter 3. Get around verse 8. Tell me what you think. Anyways, I hope this was a blessing. Oh yeah, and he doesn't want you to be afraid. Be strong and courageous and never be afraid. Joshua 1:9. But the Lord does not give a spirit of fear, but a power and of love and a sound mind. Anyways, I'm going to leave that right there. He loves you. I love you. Peace out.